Hey, what is up heroes, and welcome to a little discussion video about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So in case you didn't hear, Pokemon Direct happened this afternoon and it was pretty awesome. We got Pokken Tournament coming for Nintendo Switch, which I called, and I was pretty happy about that because I thought that game needs to get updated on Wii U. But what's the point of updating an old game now with an old system that's not in production? And then I thought Pokken Tournament would be a great game to port to Switch, and they did, and got some new characters, all the DLC characters which was in the arcade versions. Super pumped about that. Now I was honestly thinking Red, Blue, Yellow Virtual Console on Switch, but we got Gold and Silver on 3DS, which is even better. I'm really surprised they didn't bring Crystal along because I would love to have bought Crystal and played that, but I'm still going to buy Gold and Silver and play through that. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And then lastly, Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun. Now, a lot of people were expecting the Diamond and Pearl remakes. For me, I honestly thought it would be a Sun and Moon sequel or Sun and Moon on Switch, and we got Sun and Moon sequel. I don't know if it's a sequel. The way they're talking about it, it seems like it's going to be the Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, Platinum of Sun and Moon. But the way it looks like it's marketed, like with, you know, Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, it looks like it's going to be like a Black and White 2, which for me, I think I would enjoy a lot more, because Black and White 2, I would say, is probably joint first in my favorite main series Pokemon game, along with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I thought Black and White 2 was incredible. Now we got Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun. So I thought, you know, there's not really much information we got about the game apart from, you know, 10 seconds of fast clips, and if you slow them down you can see a few things. But I thought for this video we'll talk about, you know, what I want to see in Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun for me to make it a good game. If you guys want to leave a comment down below telling me, you know, what sort of thing you want to see in Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun. It's going to be so annoying saying that over and over again. So we're just going to get into it. Like, first of all, you might have seen, you know, Solgaleo and Lunala look completely different. So it looks like Necrozma is going to fuse with them. Not sure how that's going to happen. Maybe the DNA Splicer might come back and play a part of it, because obviously Colress was in Sun and Moon. Have no idea why. And, you know, now it's potential theory right there. Because obviously, I think he made the DNA Splicer, or, you know, he was part of it because of Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. And obviously now you got Necrozma fusing with Solgaleo and Lunala, which is pretty cool. Those two fusing, I think that's pretty cool, but mainly Necrozma. I think Necrozma has to play a big part of the story for this game. The problem I had with Sun and Moon is that I enjoyed it for a first time playthrough, but you can't play through it again. It's just some of the story in it was a bit of a letdown. So X and Y, like playing for X and Y, you see Zygarde and just like there's not really any story to Zygarde, and then play through Sun and Moon, just there's not really any story to Necrozma. In case you don't know, basically Lucas like, oh, there's an Ultra Beast in 10 Carat Hill. You go into the grass, find Necrozma, and it's not an Ultra Beast, it's a legendary, I'm pretty sure. And that was pretty much it. That was a terrible story. Like, I want something just kind of more interesting, or like a more interesting way to find it. I always think back to like when you had to go find the Reggies, you had to go and catch Relicanth, Wailord, go do this puzzle, unlock the caves, go out and find the Reggies, and you see him standing there, just go up to him. That was really awesome and fun, whereas Necrozma's just go to a patch of grass and you find it. That was boring. Like, with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I want something interesting. I'm pretty sure Necrozma is going to be part of the main story. We'll probably capture it just like, you know, you do Solgaleo or Lunala in the game. But an interesting story for Necrozma would be really, really nice for me. For me, like, Pokemon games, I love the gameplay, but part of me likes the story. I like the just side quests, I guess. More side questy stuff. And like, another thing I'm going to add to that is Marshadow. I really hope Marshadow is catchable in the game, or at least has a bit of a story. Like, we've always had, I always think about the Diamond Pearl Platinum for this, I always thought it was amazing. The 3 like event legendaries that I never got to get as a kid because they weren't released, but the codes weren't released where I lived or anything like that. I don't think they were released in the UK, or if they were, I completely missed them. But we got Shaman, you got Oak's Ladder, you have to go to that place, use the ladder, the whole path opens, the flowers come, get the Shaman. Darkrai, you got the Nightmares, you go to the island, and then you got Arceus, which is awesome. Get the flute and you walk up to the, you know, really high up and see Arceus just on that platform. That was awesome. Little story for those. Then I think back to X and Y. You had Diancie. You got through a little event of, you know, mystery gift. Go talk to the person in the Pokemon Pokemon Center, you get it, and then the only story for that was just a guy comes, goes, oh, can I have your Diancie? And you're like, sure. And it's like, and someone comes in like, nah, it's fine. And then you had Volcanion, which was just take Volcanion to the reporter, find a bit of information about it. That was boring. And then Hooper, X and Y, I don't think Hooper even had one. And then you had Auraz, where it was just go to the Pokemart, guy tells a spooky story, and then you got the bottle, the prison bottle. That was boring. You could have had, like, I don't know, was it Mirage Tower in Auraz? You could have had the prison bottle was in Mirage Tower and you had to wait for a certain day. You could have made it so much more interesting. I'm really hoping Marshadow has something really interesting, not just going to be, oh, the movie came out, here's Marshadow, get it for mystery gift, go talk to the guy, and when you have Marshadow on your team, go talk to a single person and he'll just tell you a little story about it. That is boring. I want an Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, a little cool side quest, or something to make it more interesting, you know? I think that'd be really awesome for it. That's just me though, it's just me. Next with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, they said that it's like an alternative story, so I don't know if that means, you know, it's going to be a lot different to Sun and Moon, or is this going to be, you know, how Emerald, Platinum, Crystal, Yellow were like slightly changed. For me, I think that the way they said alternate story, I think it might be a lot different, because from the trailer, to me it looks like Lycanroc, the way it just jumped down. It could potentially be a totem Pokemon. It reminds me of when Gumshoos and Raticate, well, Alolan Raticate jumped down for the first totem trial. It looks like Lycanroc could be like that, which would be awesome. So one thing I want to say is I want them to change the totem Pokemon. I don't care what they are, to be honest. I think that'll be pretty cool just to change it so it's a little bit different. Because for me, I quite like the trials, and I want the trials to be a bit harder. So new trials, I always think right now is that the fairy trial user, I think when you see her on the bridge, wasn't she like, oh, my trial, I'm not doing it anymore, it's not ready, or something like that? Maybe now in Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, this trial will be ready and we can do that. And I saw a picture someone put up on Twitter. It was like all these places that weren't ready in Sun and Moon, like under construction, like that big area, the Machamp just standing there, nothing was there. Maybe Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, we got these places we can now visit. Like, we got to have some new areas to explore, 100%. We can't just have the same Sun and Moon area, because it was nice, but I don't want it just to be like, oh, you can go to this one new building or this little cave. I want it to be, here's another new island or something like that. Like, I think it was Auraz had the Mirage Island, all the different ones. That was kind of cool. Whereas I think they might be the same as Emerald, but I don't know, it just felt different in Auraz. It really did. I'm just thinking of the remake here. I'm probably just rambling a lot, and if it's hard to follow, I do apologize, but I'm just thinking top of my head what I want to see, and come to my head right now. Got stuff written down, but it's all out of order right now. It's hard to see. Ultra Space. We need to explore Ultra Space so much more. Like, when we went to go battle Lusamine, spoilers for Sun and Moon, by the way, in case you haven't seen it, but I mean, it's almost a year old now. I assume probably most people played it, but we went to Ultra Space, and it was literally just walk a few steps forward, and that was it. You battle Lusamine, nothing more. That was awful. Or at least, like with Platinum, when you went to the Distortion World, it was, you had to go for like a little puzzle bit, and you know, Giratina flying past. That was really scary. That was awesome. Yeah, I don't know how the game could look so much better, but it went one step forward with the graphics and stuff. It went 2 steps back with like the areas. Like the Distortion World is 100% better than the Ultra Space. And Ultra Space could be creepy. Like all the Nihilegos, the Ultra Beasts. I'm not a big fan of the Ultra Beasts. Some of the type-ins or names, but you know, you can make it so much more frightening having different ones fly past and stuff. Just, you know, do some crazy stuff. There's so much you could do with Ultra Space. It could do pretty much anything. Just let us explore it. That would be so cool. And speaking of Ultra Beasts, I feel like with this game, they're going to play a bigger part, because obviously you got Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I assume, you know, Ultra Beasts. But I really hope they play a bigger part in the game, because they were nothing really. They were nothingy. The main story, you know, it had this kind of a bit of a build up. You see the little distortion rip in time and space, I guess, when you walk out of the professor's or Kukui's wife's place the first time. And then you get this kind of like a bit of a build up. You go to the Aether Paradise. You see Nihilego come out for the first time. You battle it. I was thinking, okay, this is kind of cool. And then, you know, obviously the Ultra Beasts come out everywhere. Tapu Koko battles one. I was like, oh yes, this is awesome. And then it was just nothing after that. It was just like, okay, go to Ultra Space, fuse with Lusamine. The fusion was cool. Hopefully we see more of that. But then after that, it was just there'd been reports of Ultra Beasts around, go in the grass again, and fight them. That's boring. That is so boring. The Ultra Beast to me felt like when it was building up to it and they came out and the Tapus had to defend them, or defend the islands and fight against them, it felt like the Ultra Beasts were this huge, massive threat, this scary threat that was going to, you know, bigger than Team Skull, bigger than the Aether Foundation. They're going to, you know, cause havoc. And they were nothing. It was boring. They did nothing. They honestly did nothing. Like Guzzlord, he looks frightening, and yet you just have to go to the cave and just run around in a circle until you find him. That's nothing. Like, I don't know. I think I just want them to be a deeper story for them and kind of play a bigger role than what they should be. You know, I don't know. I kind of feel like with Nihilego kind of fusing with Lusamine, maybe we can see some other Ultra Beasts fusing with other characters. Don't know. I just feel like something fusing with like Guzzlord could look hideously scary, and that'd be so cool. It really would. Next up is the Festival Plaza, and I gotta say that needs to be reworked. It's a kind of a cool like I guess concept, but it doesn't work. It's trash. It really is. Bring back how it was in X and Y. Nice, simple, quick and easy. I think a lot of people will agree on this. It's just so much simpler and easier with X and Y, and I think that needs to come back. Just Festival Plaza needs to go, or you know, just needs to be worked a little bit. Another thing I want to talk about is a lot of people complain about this game not being on Switch, and I kind of see the point in that, but again, I feel like keeping it on 3DS is the best idea. If it was like Sun and Moon coming to Switch, like it was just normal Sun and Moon on the Switch, I think that's fine. But the fact that we've got this like kind of new game that is like kind of like the third installment, but then also a sequel, I feel like it needs to stay on 3DS because you got what? I think it sold 14 million copies within like a month or so, Sun and Moon did. You can't just go like, oh, you know, we're still having the 3DS system running for a little while until, you know, they stop making them, but which I don't think will be in another 2 years or so. You can't just be like, oh, you 13 million people have Sun and Moon, buy a Switch to play the next. I like, for me personally, I would love that because I have a Switch and I'd think, oh, that'd be cool. But again, I do see, you know, you got, I think the Switch only sold 2 million units so far. You got like 11 million people just chilling there like, yo, we can't play your game. I mean, a lot of people would probably pick up a Switch. It's unfair for the people who can't. And now, I've always been a believer, and this might make me sound really awful, but like, I think if a new console comes out, the previous console should just be kind of just left behind. And, you know, if people can't afford a new console, I mean, I understand it must suck not being able to get one, but you got, like, I invested into the Switch, and if the 3DS is going to hold it back, then I'm going to be kind of annoyed because, you know, I've got this stuff I just bought and I can't play stuff that could potentially be on it because the 3DS is holding it back. And that might be the case with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but the fact that this isn't, you know, just Sun and Moon again, I feel like it should stay on, you know, 3DS. If it was like Diamond and Pearl Remake, I'd say Switch would be better. It should be on Switch, or if it's Generation 8, 100% be on Switch. But the fact that it's still Gen 7 Alola, I think 3DS, it needs to just have that final game. I think this could potentially be the final game on a 3DS, and maybe like in 2 years, maybe start the next generation or remakes on Switch. That's what I personally think is going to happen. So moving on to another point as well, in the trailer it says something about like the game will feature never seen before Pokemon in Sun and Moon. Now I'm not sure what that means. It might mean like, oh, you never had like I don't know, I can't think of Pokemon right now that wasn't in Sun and Moon. You never had normal Rattata and Raticate, so they might put that into the game. I doubt it though. But for me, that says brand new Alola Pokemon, or even brand new Pokemon. Now, brand new Pokemon, be open to the idea of that. I still don't even know all the names of Generation 7 Pokemon and their typings and their abilities, but I mean, I'd be open to trying to learn them before Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon comes out. But new Alola forms, 100% I'd be open to the idea of that, because I remember there was all these leaks coming out when before Sun and Moon came out, and they said stuff like, you know, Ash Greninja was going to be in the game, and there was no gyms, there was trials, you have to make the league while the league was getting built. And all these, like, this whole list of this thing this person said came true, except for a couple. And like one of them said there was an Alolan Arcanine that was water type. Now if that is in Like, I thought Alolan Arcanine, Alolan Growlithe should have 100% be a thing, because it's just so, like, I love Arcanine, and seeing like a water type in my head, I have this like idea of what it would look like, and I think, yes, make that a thing. And, you know, if Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon do bring new Alolan forms, 100% Alolan Arcanine. And I like, all Alolan forms are Generation 1 Pokemon, so I think, like, top of my head, I can't think of anything that could potentially be better than Alolan Arcanine. But if they want to add like Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6 Alolan forms, go for it, but I doubt they will. I really doubt it. I think it'll still be Gen 1 if they were to add new Alolan forms. I just think new Alolan forms is potentially one of the best things that could come out of this game, to be honest, because seeing all the new Alolan forms in Sun and Moon was just, oh man, it was just amazing. I loved it. I really did. Like, when I saw Alolan Ninetale, it was just like, yes. Alolan Raichu, yes. Alolan Exeggutor, yes. Just gets even better and better. It really did. It really did. Alright, on to my next point. Like, I know this is going to still be a thing, but I hope it doesn't. Like, I want the game to be harder. Like, Sun and Moon had its hard points, it really did. Like, the Lurantis trial, like, playing it now, you know, obviously it's easier when you played it, but playing it for the first time, the Lurantis trial was really hard, the Mimikyu trial was really hard. There's some battles against, like, I think Team Skull that were pretty tough. Like, I think Lucamine's battle was pretty tough. It's just like, playing for it the first time, there were some really hard battles, but I don't really mind that. I want it to be harder in a sense of, I want to get lost. I don't know, I want to not know where to go, if that makes any sense. Like, the Rotom Pokedex was just so annoying. It's like, oh, go this way next, go there, do that. It's just like, that's not fun. Like, I remember, I don't want to sound like a Gen 1er, but I remember, like, you know, you got Team Rocket's hideout in Celadon City. Like, go to the post and then do the switch, like, not knowing what to do. I remember getting there and thinking, what do I do next? That was difficult. Like, I don't want any kind of direction on where to go. I just want it to be like, okay, the next route is Route 7, but I should, you know, thinking smart, I should go to Route 7. That's logically the next way to go, you know, to the next town. I want it to be like that, not just, you should go here, you should go do that, this, woo. And I want to actually be able to, you know, not just keep pressing A through the dialogue and, you know, still know where to go. I want to have to read and talk to random people just to find out where to go next, you know. Next up, I know we're not going to get it, but I don't know, I might be the vocal minority here, but I would like to see at least a couple new Megas. I know Megas are kind of, like, you know, on the way out because they're broken, no one likes them, but I don't know, I've liked the concept of them. I like the designs of them, like Mega Gardevoir, Mega Mawile, Mega Lucario, they all look so awesome, but like, I doubt we'll get any new ones. I don't know, I would like to see a few new ones. I really would. That sounds really dumb, but I don't know, like 1 or 2 would be nice. It really would. Also, I want to go back to legendary Pokemon. Now, this is a big thing to me, and it's probably not a big thing to anyone else, but I want there to be legendary Pokemon, lots to catch as well. Like, I hate catching legendary Pokemon. For me, I want to have puzzles to get to them. Like I mentioned this before, you know, how like getting to the Reggies was kind of cool, how to catch different Pokemon, do the puzzle. I want more of that, but at the end of the puzzle, I don't want to just, you know, like how it was with Necrozma, the Ultra Beast, I don't want to just have to walk through the grass, or even like the Tapus, just go to the shrine and press A. I want to get to the place, and I want to physically see the legendary Pokemon standing there. I want to walk up to it, I want to walk next to it, take a little selfie. I want to just be next to it and make it look so awesome. You know, for me, that's just like one of the coolest things. I remember playing through like Black and White 2, or even Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like making it through that little puzzle, like Lugia's like Whirlpool Caves, which is, I really hate that cave, to be honest. But you get to the end, you just see Lugia standing there, and you're just like, this was worth it. Whereas with Sun and Moon, it's just like, this is not worth it. I made it 10 Carat Hill, which was super easy. Ran in a circle. Oh look, Necrozma. That's just, it's not worth it. It's just really, it's nice and easy to get the legendary Pokemon, but again, it's boring. To me, that is boring. Do not want that at all. And I just thought this right now when I said take a selfie with the legendary Pokemon. We should be able to take selfies with the Rotom decks. I don't know if we can in Sun and Moon. I haven't really explored the feature too much because I didn't really enjoy the Rotom photo feature as much, because I know you had to keep taking pictures to unlock more features on the actual camera, which I thought was kind of silly, but like, knowing how X and Y, you could pay that photographer guy and just take pictures of yourself. I'm thinking more of remember Wind Waker HD on the Wii U, where you can just like take selfies of yourself, and that was funny. Doing stuff like that, putting different facial expressions, will be funny because your character always has that same face. That's another thing to put down. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, your character needs to show some expression. He's always got that smile on his face, always. Something bad's happening, he's just standing there with a smile on his face. Something sad, he's still got a smile on his face. Something happy, he's got the smile. It's just, he's always just got that same little smile on his face, and it's just really weird. Really weird. Like Lily's pouring her heart out when it's raining when you're on that like Exeggutor Island. You're just smiling. Like, have like some compassion, or just have some feeling. Your character's like a robot, you know? It's just so bad. It really is. I'm surprised like they didn't animate the faces, you know? That's just a little gripe I have with Sun and Moon though, it really is. Like with the older games you couldn't really tell because everyone has, you know, the sprites just kind of top down, and you know, you can't really tell, but with like since X and Y you can really see their faces, and it's just really weird. It's really bad. Anyway, on to the last thing I have written down, and this I hope happens. I doubt it will, but I really hope there's a big difference between Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, apart from the legendaries and the Pokemon you can catch. Because Sun and Moon, they didn't have that much of a difference between them. Same with X and Y. X and Y barely had any difference, or as, you know, you kind of got the story with Team Magma and Team Aqua as a bit of a bigger difference, I guess. But there's not really much difference, apart from obviously Sun and Moon had the day and time thing as well. Like during daytime and Moon it was nighttime, and during daytime and Sun it was you know, it was daytime. But I just think back to like Black and White, where, you know, on Black and White and Black and White 2, the 8th gym leader in the 8th town was completely different. Like one kind of looked futuristic and the other looked kind of old-timey, and you had Iris as a gym leader, or Drayden. Like that was really cool. And you had the, I think it was Black City and White Forest or something like that. Stuff like that. Make the games different. I'm going to buy both regardless because, you know, I have every Pokemon game. I want to continue getting every Pokemon game, but I'm going to play through both games. At least try and make the experience a little bit different. Not just, oh yay, I got Solgaleo, or I got Lunala. Make it like just a better experience for people who buy both games. Like give people an incentive to buy both. You know, I know a lot of people who only buy one. You know, and that's usually what, you know, what legendary looks better. So now my friend only buys one of them. Like, give him an incentive to buy both. You know, have maybe different trials for different games, different characters, or something different. Just make it more worth buying. You know, if the game's going to be slightly different story, I don't want to play through Sun and Moon again for a second time, but slightly different twice. You know, if I have to play through the game that's a similar game again, I'd rather it just be once, like, you know, like an Emerald or a Platinum, not, you know, not a Black and White 2 sort of thing, but not Black and White 2. I don't know, I'm just confusing myself a little bit, but you guys kind of know what I mean, right? Just make it different, make it different, make it better. That's all I can say. Make it better. Make it better than Sun and Moon was, which for me, a lot of people hated Sun and Moon because it was very story based. I really like story-based games. I think story-based games, like especially story-based Pokemon games, I find really interesting. Like sometimes the story can be really cool. Like for me, one of the things that always sticks out was Black and White 2. Like Ghetsis was just evil. He was scary. He almost killed you. Like I think Black and White 2 is probably the closest you come to death, because like Kyurem's icicle spear is about to stab you, and then N comes and saves the day. You know, I always think like that story was so cool. I liked the Black and White 2 story. You know, give me a story like that. Bit darker, a bit more cool. I mean, Sun and Moon was kind of cool with Lusamine kind of losing it, but yeah, I'm just rambling on right now. Again, if you guys got any like, cool ideas you want to see for Sun and Moon, well, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, do let me know in the comments down below. I'll catch you guys next time. Any more news comes out, if you guys want me to cover the news for Sun and Moon, do let me know. I kind of stopped doing it because it was just a hassle, and then with the using footage, it gets blocked by Nintendo and you can't see the video. I don't mind them taking the money, obviously that's fair because Nintendo do that. But it's when they block the video worldwide, no one can see it, or like certain countries can see it and others can't. That's what annoys me. That's what really annoys me. It really does. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.